Hi, it's Bonnie again. Great job mounting your cam successfully. We're ready to start sampling. Here in Fort Collins, we have a really heavy snow day, so we're gonna do this video inside. And in fact, if it's raining or snowing where you are, why don't you wait until it's not raining or snowing to start your sample because we don't want our filters to get wet. Let's start with the supplies that we're going to use. In your plastic baggie, we're gonna be sending you reusable gloves. These are lint-free and you want to keep them safe because you're going to be using them every time that you collect a sample or retrieve a sample. Put your gloves on anytime you're handling the samples. This is your PM 2.5 inlet, and this is your cyclone. So during transportation, it's possible that these two things became separated. That's okay. We're just going to put them back together right now. So on the PM 2.5 inlet, you have this large opening. This is for airflow. This small opening is where the cyclone sits. You can just put the smooth side facing up and then really push it down. That reconnects, and now that's not going anywhere. This is your kit with your filters. Take it out of your freezer, and you can see when you open it, there's a handful of things. There's this little diagram to show you exactly what's inside your box. And then you can see that you have filters with tape on it. The tape tells you that you haven't used a filter yet. You'll also notice that there's one extra filter called control filter. This is our lab blank to tell us if the filter changes during transportation. So this is just along for the ride. You don't need to do anything with it. Just leave it as it is. So go ahead and grab your filter that's not used yet and take the tape off. Throw this tape away so that you know that this is the right filter to start using. Open up the clamshell. Your filter is inside this yellow cartridge, so don't touch inside that hole. You take your PM 2.5 inlet, you can just set it over the filter, and a little flip like this orients your filter correctly with this QR code facing up. All right, let's get your cam up and running. So if you look underneath the cam, you can see over here we have the plan tower fan and outlet. There's nothing you need to know about that. On this side, we have this large hole. This is where your airflow is coming through. And this smaller hole is where you actually turn on your cam. So to turn it on, I'm just gonna put my finger in and push all the way up and hold for 5 seconds a little silicone button. The light turns on and that tells you that the cam is on. So what's gonna happen now is it's actually gonna cycle through blinking lights for a couple of minutes. And while it's cycling, we can take off this air inlet cap, which is protecting the airflow inlet until we're ready to start sampling. And we can just put this air cap in this plastic bag because you're gonna need to reuse it later. So let's wait a couple of minutes until this stops cycling. If for some reason it's still blinking after 5 minutes, that means something might be wrong with the cam. Don't do anything, just contact us and we can take a look at it. All right, let's check the light and make sure that it's solid pink, which tells us that the cam is now ready to start a sample. So grab your phone, and the first thing you want to do is go to your settings and make sure that cellular data is turned on, or you can make sure that Wi-Fi is up and running. Go to your camera and scan this QR code that's on the outside of your cam. This takes you to the PM Opera website, and you can see here this number of your sampler ID matches the cam ID right here. So first, check device status, just click on that button. It's checking the status of the cam. Great, it says, cam can start sampling. So let's scan the filter ID by clicking on this camera icon, and you might have to add permissions for your camera to allow access. And I'm gonna actually change my camera from front to back because that's where my camera is located. So then you just say start scanning and come over to your filter. And great, it installed that. So I'm just gonna put my glove back on real quick. I'm going to insert our sample into the airflow inlet just by hand tightening, making sure the threads are lined up. And you want it nice and snug, but not over tight. So just a nice, easy hand tight. And then on your camera, you hit Start Sampler. Success, starting sampler. So what's happening now? First, you can see on your phone this cool picture of the US, and it's showing different air quality monitors that are running. That helps you confirm that you did it correctly. So what's happening now is your cam is on. Let's go check the lights. What you're going to see is the solid blue light means that the cam is running a diagnostic test for 2 minutes. After those 2 minutes, the pump will actually turn off and it's going to switch into standby mode for 24 hours. When it's in standby mode, you're going to see that it's blinking blue and green lights. After 24 hours, it's then going to switch to a solid green light. This is great. This means your cam is officially sampling and collecting data. It's been about 2 minutes, so let's check and make sure that it's switched to the standby mode. You can see here that it's now blinking blue and green. That's great. That means that it's switched from being in the diagnostic mode to now in standby mode for a full 24 hours. After these 24 hours of standby mode, the light is going to change to solid green, which means your cam is now officially running and sampling. So at this point, you've done everything right. There's nothing else you have to do. We'll communicate with you when it's time to retrieve your sample. So for your supplies, you can go ahead and take off your gloves and save them in this little plastic baggie with the air inlet cap. Keep it somewhere secure because you're going to need it later to retrieve your sample. This shell can go back into your filter box, and then take your filter box and store it in your freezer. That's it for now.